Esta mañana hemos tenido la rueda de prensa en la que Hiraki Sawa ha hecho un alarde de locuacidad, porque es un hombre parco en palabras, y esta tarde el esfuerzo es doble porque va a hablar durante un largo rato él solo y va a desarrollar algunas ideas. Hoy estamos inaugurando, aunque esta sea la Masterclass, pero voy a hablar de lo que va a pasar luego, porque la Masterclass la va a desarrollar él. Vamos a inaugurar el proyecto con el que abrimos esta temporada. El proyecto es el resultado de la residencia que ha hecho el artista en el museo, después de haber estudiado la colección, relacionarse con los orígenes de la fotografía, especialmente con los calotipos, con la formación de las imágenes, con conceptos para él desconocidos como era la imagen latente, pero que han conectado directamente con el núcleo central de su trabajo, que en gran medida temáticamente o ideológicamente tiene que ver con la formación de la memoria o la construcción de la memoria, vinculada al olvido y a la amnesia. Pero la imagen latente le pareció una metáfora precisamente del cogollo de su trabajo. Es una imagen que se forma por la acción de la luz sobre sales metálicas sensibles precisamente al espectro, sobre todo ultravioleta de la luz, y que dejan un rastro que necesita ser revelado para que se forme la imagen. Y de alguna manera la memoria en la teoría visual o artística de Hiraki Sawa es una construcción que se activa, y especialmente se activa en su caso, lo veréis después en la exposición, con la construcción de elementos que se van repitiendo a lo largo de sus instalaciones y que están además poblando las paredes en forma de dibujos. O sea que él ha traído todos los elementos para que el espectador, el paseante, pueda componer un relato cinematográfico personal o una experiencia personal en su cinematografía. Veréis distintas salas en donde hay instalaciones con duraciones distintas. Nosotros le hemos preguntado si quería que pusiéramos sillas, butacas, para que el público pueda sentarse y ver las películas. Él ha dicho que no. Él quiere que camine, que entre, camine, que si se cansa vaya a ver lo siguiente, porque él construye sus películas de manera fragmentaria y no quiere imponer qué fragmentos son los que uno tiene que organizar, secuenciar y formar su experiencia de lo que él plantea. Básicamente nosotros, como curadores, Rafael y yo, hemos comprendido, no sé si mal, su trabajo como un único trabajo que tiene continuidad, un único trabajo en el que las películas se van sucediendo y unas van explicando a las otras, no las películas en sí, sino al espectador, le van dando las claves que van solucionando las distintas temáticas. Hiraki Sawa se define por negación a nuestras afirmaciones cuando le planteamos o le preguntamos si él es un videoartista o si es un cineasta o si es un dibujante o qué tipo de artista es un señor japonés que nos presenta películas proyectadas en monitores, pantallas, en el espacio. Y él lo que nos dice es que su formación y las disciplinas en las que se ha formado, sobre todo, es la escultura, que él es un escultor, que la forma en que él ha accedido a las imágenes en movimiento es un añadido en su formación. Él se formó en una escuela que se llama Slade en Londres, con una grandísima escultora que se llama Dada Film. Este verano ha tenido su magnífica e impresionante exposición en Royal Academy en Londres y hace 2 años la tuvo en Tate Modern. Entonces, es una de las grandes artistas. Y mientras él estudiaba con ella, fue cuando realizó sus primeros trabajos y sus primeras obras públicas, que fueron algunas de las películas que veréis en la sala 1. La sala 1 es la última de las salas de la planta baja y son unas proyecciones en una pantalla central. Son monocanales monocromos y eso es lo que hizo cuando trabajaba con ella. Le pidió poderse recluir en su casa, porque es donde él trabajaba, porque es donde rodaba, un espacio, un lugar en el que él construyó sus primeras películas. Y Frida Kahlo nunca dudó que lo que estaba haciendo Hiraki Sawa era el trabajo de un escultor. Entonces, si ella no lo dudó, ¿quiénes somos nosotros, verdad, para ponerlo en duda? Os dejo con Hiraki Sawa. Are you receiving translation?
Yes.
Okay.
I understood everything what you said.
So, con ustedes, Hiraki Sawa. Muchas gracias.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches?
Tardes. Buenas tardes.
Buenas
Tardes.
tardes. Noches. Tardes. Evening, isn't it? Evening?
Evening, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming to my today to the masterclass. It's Spanish. So thank you very much for coming, and what should I say? I'm glad to be here in Pamplona. The first time I came to Pamplona was maybe 3-4 years ago to visit the museum, because this curator, Valentin and Rafa from Museum of University Museum, to give me this solo show opportunities. So, and also they came to me to have a look at their amazing photo collections this museum have. And as Valentin said that should I talk about photography?
Not today.
Not today, because as he said, I studied sculpture for my undergraduate and master course, and the point when I started studying photography was about the time I visited here. So that was great opportunity for me to be here, and another curator from museum, Ignacio, he just gave me a lot of lecture about the history of photography. That was amazing. It was really amazing it's great opportunity for me to see the actual photography and learn the history of photography. But today, I think I'm going to talk about what I'm interested in general, which is not to do with photography. But maybe Valentin would teach me again how can my practice and photography can be related. So the main interest what I have for a long time is about time and place. Time and place. I'm going to talk about time and place with maybe not clear enough, but maybe you get the sense of what I mean at the end. Maybe not. I always try, but never succeeded. Never, never. I'm really bad talking, giving a presentation. So yeah, I'm begging this apology first, and yeah, I'll start. So the first work I'm going to show is this airplane painting, which I painted into 1996, which is it doesn't, yeah, the postcard size of painting I did when I was maybe 18 years old. Painted the background, I mean, this is just a copy of painting. I painted myself, but the copy of photo postcard I can pick up from airplanes, but the painted background black. Hold on. Another one, this is Lufthansa. Oh, it's red. This one. Japan Airlines. And TAP Air Portugal. And Japan Airline again. And it's when I did this painting, I just thought painting background black and just make this background disappear. So you don't know whether this airplane flying or just taxiing on the runway. It can be either yeah, location, either way, either location. So because of airplane can taxi as well as flying in the air. Oh, another one. I didn't come to Spain back in 96, so I didn't paint the Iberia. I can now. I think I flew, every time I come here, I flew with Iberia. So maybe I should. Yeah, I will. I will. So that was the painting I did in 96 for my foundation course. I studied as Valentine. I said that I studied in England, so I did foundation course in London, and this painting was the first kind of painting I did. I mean, first project I did for my foundation. Sorry. This is another piece, which is called Moon, Luna, isn't it?
Luna, yes.
I made in 1997 for my undergraduate first year. So what I did was because I studied sculpture, I did make this three-dimensional object, which is it's not too big. It was this thingy, the object is about 1 meter and a bit tall, and this circle is about 3 meter diameter. And there is one miniature car on a truck. This is the truck, and the miniature car running on the truck, and the to make this miniature car move, the people, audience, or my friend or whoever, teachers, had to pedal to generate electricity to make this miniature car move around this track. Then what it does is changing the shadow of the object, maybe shadow of the object on the wall, kind of moving around you while you're pedaling, cycling. But so you can see the shadow on the wall, but the person who is pedaling cannot see this object installation or whatever, because the bicycle is facing towards the wall, not the object. So if people want to see the object, they can see, do this, or I put the mirror here. Bicycle mirror, it's tiny. Sorry, the documentation is terrible, but there I put this mirror for the rear, to look at the rear, back side of the bicycle. And the idea I made this is from my childhood memory. I was born in a town called Kanazawa in Japan, which is tiny old city in the countryside, and my house was in kind of outskirts of city. So when in the evening, when I go out with my dog, walk around this rice field, there is no street light. So one day I was really amazed by this shadow which was created by moon. So I thought I would recreate this experience from my childhood, which was about maybe 8-9 years old, in my hometown. So that's the idea, how using the object of moon and shadow. And then go to next one, study for some. So that was my first year undergraduate sculpture course, and then this is the work called Sun. Sun. Sol. Which I made in 1998 to 1999, which is this looks like a really big sculpture. Yeah. So I made this big sphere, which is about 2.50 meters diameter, the big sphere. And I divided the sphere into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. What is 8 of?
4 plus 4, right?
I'm not good at mathematics.
This is 4. Another 4. 8.
No. Was it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12.
12?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
this is three sides.
Yes, 3 sides, 1, 2, 3.
This is not half.
No.
It's just a third.
Yeah, so third. So 12 segments of sphere from scratch. So I built the model first, the 1/12 of sphere, big scale, and then I made a mold. I'm a sculptor, so mold, then cast it 12 times, then put those segments together to make a big sphere. And the reason I made was because one day I So this beam of light comes through the curtain, really beautiful light of beam of sunlight through into my room. So I just wanted to recreate that moment again. So, and also using this beam of light as a medium of sculpture. So inside of this sphere, I placed 10 mirrors, and this I made a hole on the sphere. Then sunlight comes through the hole, and then this mirror, this sunlight hit to the mirror, to the another mirror, and the another mirror to make this beam inside of sphere. This is red. It's because I used the laser pointer, because London, it's not sunny.
Okay.
And I finished in the winter, so the day was really short. So I had to use laser pointer. And to see this light inside, light sculpture inside of a sphere, there is a hole the size of your head. And
So you place your head inside?
yeah.
Okay.
Like this. To see this light inside,
Okay.
you have to put this your head in. Yeah, so that's what I did. I enjoyed making big sphere, but I said I made between 98 to 99. It took 1 year to finish this sphere because I did it myself for fun. Then I was exhausted, so I decided to make another work called Sky, which is much easier work. And it's more or less study. It's not like it's not like a solid sculpture or anything. It's, I built the wall kind of things and then made this window, stuck this window on the wall that made out of plywood, and had this 2 slide projector with carousel and rotating, showing the image of sky. So, but because of 2 projectors, where the light overlaps becomes white, so you get this border of 3 different color of skies. And the window below here, so this is the carousel, the slide projector image, and this is the small window which I was using film, Super 8 film, looping image, which the image was
Super 8.
Super 8 film projector, because that was back in that time, 99. The video wasn't really too expensive for students to use, so I had to use Super 8 film. The image of this airplane flying, keep flying, taking off, and then another plane, same plane comes back and then flies endlessly.
Okay.
And when I did this work, I had a tutorial with, I think, on my brochure, which Valentine wrote for this exhibition. My teacher was, my teachers were both almost filmmaker, no sculptor, just the filmmaker John Smith and video artist Tony Sinden, and then another video artist were teaching sculpture. And these guys asked me whether I am going, if I'm making these visual films, I'm thinking whether I'm showing this work in a cinema or gallery space, because it's different. It's going to be different. If I'm exhibiting or presenting my moving image work at the cinema, I should think about what do you say, the sequence, script, beginning to the end. You have to have a beginning, middle, and then, these things, and then ends.
History.
History? No. History?
Yeah.
Story.
Story.
So storyline. That's what I should have. Or if it's the gallery space, which is this time at the museum, that people can come to the gallery anytime, and then people can leave anytime. So I cannot really use this story. I cannot tell this story. So there's a difference, and which I didn't know because I wasn't really thinking, or I'm not really thinking still. But
you're talking about that at the cinema you have a season. You go in a time, you go on time, so you see the start of the movie, and you see it
to the end.
To the end. But at the gallery, when you arrive, the movies are not waiting for you.
No.
They're running.
So
already.
people could come, would see your work from the middle, and then maybe they leave before the film ends. And so these guys asked me, I still remember that was 20 years ago, but these guys asked me which I choose, and then I said I would definitely choose galleries, because I wasn't thinking, even using this film and slide films, time-based art, I wasn't really thinking about making film. But yeah, that's what I did. And then it's still, as I said, I do remember this tutorial with John Smith and Tony Sinden. It's because what I do, presenting my video, motion pictures or film work at the gallery, and for last 15, 16 years since I started working with video, I always think about how people see my work. And if I, according to what they said, if I need to control
1933.
Okay. Control this thingy, the story, I would do that. I would choose to use the cinema, not the gallery. But I'm still happy to show my work. And I have to make work which is, what's the word, strong enough to keep the audience and then give something out of it. So I care the compositions and images always, which I do, but I didn't think anything like that back in that time. Then that was my second year undergraduate, and this is the work I did in 2000 called Trail, which is about, this cardboard boxes piled up from the floor to the ceiling, and then again, there are five windows in this piled up cardboard boxes, and then inside of these windows there are screens, and behind of this cardboard boxes I put the Super 8 projector, 5 of them, and showing image, the film of vapor trail, airplane trail crossing in loop. And to see this airplane vapor trail film, you have to pick up this box on the floor, and there's a switch underneath. And when you pick up, the projectors start running, and if you put this box down on the floor, projector stops. So that's why this guy,
is holding.
yeah, this guy, it's me, holding this box up. And because I was working this time in 1999, 2000, I was working at the bookshop in London called Selling Japanese Books, London Japan Center, made in Japan. So when I was working this bookshop, we get these books from Japan every week in these cardboard boxes. And every time I opened this box, I felt the smell of Japan. I was missing. I felt homesick because it was 4th year in London since I left Japan, and maybe I was missing, So I made this work thinking about the country, which is about, 4,000, 5,000 miles away or more, and also about bookshop. Because of this bookshop, these books are really heavy, and I wanted audience to experience same kind of job as I did. So yeah. Then after I left, this trail is the work I did for my graduation degree show. And I left my school after I finished my undergraduate. I decided to stay away from school for 1 year and started going to take a photographs by the Heathrow Airport. There is a park. It's too heavy. There's a park right next to the Heathrow Airport runway, and we can see this airplane just taking off or landing, and these guys are always there watching airplanes. But I was one of them. I went there, this spot almost every week when I wasn't working at bookshop. It was fun, and thinking about the place that somewhere where I came from. So and just imagining where this airplane comes from, thinking about these tires, just touched there's somewhere, if they say, for example, this is, sorry, this is Star Alliance, maybe SAS, Scandinavian Airline or something. So when this tire took off, looking at tire, and that tire just touched before it came to London, was on the ground of somewhere else, yeah, really far, Copenhagen. And then next moment it comes to London, touched to the land of England. So this kind of play, my imaginative play, was really fun to be next to the runway. That's what I was doing. And also I was baking every week, but not making art. Then after this break, 1 year break from school, I've gone to trade school for my postgraduate. Started not photography, the sculpture again. And this is the first work I've done, which is called In Between. And what I did with this work was they made this shape of the airplane wing stuck on the wall about the height of your head or a bit above your head, which was the representation of these photographs I showed you earlier. That I just looking at this airplane in the sky, it looks like something that you can touch. You don't know how big that is, but actually that is 60 meter wide. It's huge, but once it's up in the air, you don't have this sense of size. So I wanted to bring this atmosphere into this studio space, gallery space. But and then I did another one, like another thing, another wings, a lot of wings hanging from the ceiling. But somehow I felt it's so fair. It's not there. It's not quite there. This isn't something I wanted to do. Almost same time while I was making this sculpture, I had the chance to make this short clip of airplane flying inside of my flat. This is my record collection. Just imagine this collection of records as an airport. And so these are just waiting to be departed, and then airplane flies. I did this short clip and it was really fun. So I just decided to make it explore, develop this idea more. So I did this film called Dwelling, which you can watch at the Sawa 2. Oh, this is the film you can watch. This is 9 minutes long, and it's computer generated. It is really, I just used this software. It's like a Photoshop. Cut the background off and then superimpose this, it's not superimpose, place this cut airplane picture, toy plane on my living room, on the image. So this is really simple, that what I've done, but that was really fun. And for me, it was making objects, sculpture, moving things like I did earlier, making miniature car moves, put the head in to see this beam of light, or a box. I was always interested in some kinetic, time-based things, that time-based artwork. That's what I was interested in. But I've been trying to express, as I said, I reproduced this moment, visual inside of my head out from my body. That's what I try to do for years. But when I get to this moment to play with visuals, images, somehow it was more real. It was more easy to visualize what I think. So it is, yeah, I felt this making a sculpture as like previous works. And yeah, that's how I started making videos. Time and places, I don't know. We are running out of time, isn't it?
No, you have time. You have time.
Really?
Yes, you have still 20 minutes.
Really?
Yes, we started at 7:06.
Okay.
So you still have 20 minutes.
I'm not sure if I can get to the conclusion. Time, praise, and praise. Time and praise. Time and praise. So yeah, this is about praise, that what I was interested in, about especially using the motif of airplanes. It's I'm just imagining elsewhere in some ways. Back in that time, that was because I was homesick, so I was thinking about Japan maybe. And time, it's a 12 hours flight. It is long, but it's really short to move one place to the other. And also, as I kept saying, I was interested in time-based things. The making visuals, moving image is about time. Pedaling things is about time. My childhood memory inside of my head, my experience in my head are all based on time. And so that's what I am. That's the subject, that's the element, that's the phenomenon,
Phenomena.
what I'm interested in.
Okay. Will you? We have to give some time for the audience to make some
Yep.
questions. And you wrote a word there in your back.
Yeah.
It says nowhere.
No way.
Yes.
My dad, my father in Japan, he's still alive. He just retired, but he was professor teaching European history and economy. And he always told me that the Hiraki, there's an idea of arm length. This is that world should be. Does it make sense? Arm length, the economy. I think it's something to do with economy term. You shouldn't work more than the length of arm. Otherwise, the economy collapses. That's what he said. He's like Marxist. He's idealist. So he always says, stay in local. Stay whatever you can do to make this economy work. And this is my father told me. Somehow this word stuck in my head. And then I always think that I have to do something that I can do. I cannot do something I cannot do. I always say something. So, nowhere, because I moved to England as a Japanese, living there for 20 years, or more than 20 years now, and then traveling a lot as well. Because of this nature of being artist, I get invited to go to places and all that. And what I can really do is, I don't know, this is too maybe forcing to get to the conclusion, but
we have to, yeah.
Looking for some nowhere. It has got, nowhere that I can communicate with not everyone, but a lot of people from different countries. Because I'm living in nowhere in some way. That I'm not from England. I'm traveling, and I don't really belongs to the place other than my hometown. But nowhere becomes now here. If I split the word in the middle, it's now here. That's really bullshit stuff that I'm talking about. That it's what I believe is where I live and when I live. At this moment, we are here. I am here. We are here. That's what I.
That's the voice of your father.
That's voice of father, and then the idea of what I always have.
Okay.
If I have that, then I can go back in the past, and then I can go to the future in my head.
Okay.
Land,
thank you very much.
Safety landed, maybe not wobbly landing,
Yeah.
but landed, alive.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Muchas
you.
gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Tenemos unos minutos para resolver todas vuestras dudas, si es que tenéis alguna, después de las explicaciones y del relato que nos ha hecho Hiraki y Sawa. Y después iremos a las salas, como siempre hacemos, y quedará inaugurado este proyecto. ¿Preguntas?
Any questions?
Thanks, your...
Not yet. Any question?
Un segundo, un momento. Ya puedes.
Well, first of all, thank you for your time.
Oh, English.
Yeah. Well, my question is, how do you think studying abroad, like leaving Japan and going to somewhere else, and the contrast between cultures and homesickness, like how much did that influence on your work, and especially on your symbols?
How much it influenced? I did. It was. Do I feel homesick? No. I felt lonely. I feel still lonely now. And but that was, I felt homesick, and then the place in different country. I mean, living in England, away from my home. That's why I felt this homesick. But that was about 19 years ago, and then I grown up now. So it changes by time. So back in that time, I had this idea of changing two different countries, but now I don't know. It changed to one emotion or idea to next one and then another one. And every time, whenever I live, the living as artist or living as myself influence to my art practice always. So since I traveling, this traveling idea of traveling influenced me. I have a daughter, small one, 6 years old. So since I have this daughter, for her, for example, hometown, what's the word? Where she's from is for her is England. It changes, and then looking at her, looking for identities as a Japanese. She's half Japanese and half mixture, a lot of countries. She's looking for identities and where she's from. It's also fascinating to look at. So what I'm saying is that not in different countries, two different countries, but the time when you are and when I am is influencing me a lot. Does it make sense? That's it.
Aquí en la primera fila. Hi. Hi. Konnichiwa.
Japanese?
I see a little bit of Dadaism or surrealism in your work, or am I totally confused?
Sorry.
Like, I really like Man Ray.
Malay.
Yeah, surrealism, and I also see a little bit of Dali. Are you
Surrealism?
are you like influenced by those movements or something?
Perhaps. But I guess, I don't know. I didn't know about Dada Film. No, I didn't know. Somebody told me that I should watch Dada Film, and then I watched it, and it was amazing.
You liked it?
I liked it. Sorry, I'm not those intelligent guy. I didn't like studying.
No, it's okay.
I didn't.
And did you know Dali?
Yeah. No. Well, yes and no. Yes, I did, but I just loved making things, making art, making work. That's what I was interested in. And when I see them, or what can I say?
You told us that you are one that don't think too much,
No.
but that you do things.
Yeah.
Is that helping you?
No, well, and also no, yes, but realized recently, maybe last month, 2 months ago, I realized that I should enjoy making art. No, that's playing with art. That's more important for me. A lot of people do think, this is how I make art. Play, enjoy, like a kid. That's what I should do. And these guys, I guess, because of Dada people, also enjoy making as a kid. Matisse, isn't it, says that it's with once you, Matisse is nothing to do with Dada or Surrealism, but these guys, they said when they get older, they try to be it's difficult to be childlike when you get older. As artists, art isn't for the meaning. Art is for play. That's what he said.
Sorry, I really like artists because it's the only area in the world where you can play or not, like thinking about profit. For example, myself, I'm a software programmer, so I'm always like working towards the profit, the numbers.
Profit, but profit or reason. I think this idea changes in next year, but what I want to do now is just make art with joy and for myself and think about expressions. I want to think, I want to look after, I just want to keep it. Play, pray and enjoy. I think that's something that artists can do, and an artist has been doing it.
Can transmit.
And of course, there are another art form as well, but that's how I started. I enjoyed making those light objects, the miniature car running, and piling up boxes. I enjoyed that. But last few years or 10 years, I wasn't really enjoying making videos. No. Maybe I was thinking too much. I was thinking too much and tried to push myself too much. But last month, 2 months ago, I realized that I should.
So we can think that this piece that you made for this museum, it is done in these last 2 months, right?
Or more. I've been making, but it was really tough.
Yeah, it was tough, but did you enjoy?
2 months ago started. I started feeling, oh, this is good. This I feel like I'm enjoying this. But before it was just too hard. Yes, I was enjoying, but.
Were we very pushy?
No.
Okay.
You are no. ありがとうございます。Anything? One more or last one? One more?
¿Alguna más? Una última pregunta. Y si no, nos vamos a ver cómo Hiraki Sawa se ha estado divirtiendo. Y sufriendo, ¿no?
Sorry, I didn't get.
Oh, yes, I was saying that if there is no more question, then we will go to see how have you been having fun all this time, or maybe suffering, we don't know, right? Okay, so, no more questions, no más preguntas, pues
No more questions.
Vamos a las salas a ver los proyectos de Hiraki Sawa. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.